got to raise this wretched temple on my way back to the weird. I've been living in the shadows, restless rover of the nether sphere, steeped in heaps of books and candles, with no future left to save. Ring them bells for life in shambles, in these 50 shades of grey. Read between the lines the tome of withering implies. It's a place I've come to mingle, not a place I've come to die. By the nightlight, little thunder in the well. If the boogeyman gets in your cookies alright, you can make them all taste like hell. Stoked and broken, hard to handle, when fear itself is on parade. Ring them bells for life in shambles, and the love that slipped away. Bleed the sinner dry, tome of withering implies. I'm an underground achiever, I've got needles in my eyes. A textbook overthinker, on my way back through the mess. Between the strippers and the cupcakes, I could fill this room with emptiness. All alone in a room with a bone and a spoon, the temporary matters of fact. Read the hues, read the news today, oh boy, turned away annoyed, imagine that. Sorrow and gloom, surely binging in the engine room. Piggy, keep her running, may the forest be with you. It's a function of the text in the dungeon of the best, throwing fire on a fallacy. And I'm not afraid of the rest, it's a mess. Richard Dillon's only Dillon when he has to be. I'm dotting my T's when I'm crossing my I's. Funny things happen on the way to a sacrifice, into the wilderness, thinking like an anarchist, waiting on the sum of the pandemonium. Higher where the fire is, keeping with the artifice. Me and my Prometheus, banging on a drum. Light with the way it's getting dark, what to say? Man, I'm just an egg on a flake, getting lost in the Neverglades. Sorrow and gloom, surely burning up the engine room. Piggy, keep her running, may the forest be with you. Into the wilderness, singing like an anarchist, waiting on the sum of the pandemonium. Higher where the fire is, keeping with the artifice. Me and my Prometheus, banging on the drum. Sting my fingers, sweet sleep, white knuckle pounding through the rubble. No sharing nose with the rubber soles. I'm in Abbey Rogue in my Piccadilly clothes. Song to sing to weather pain that ever pines, and I'm on everything almost every single time. I can bear no more, yet more is to be born from this dim vast veil of tears. The clouds begin to form. Been rained on now for years and years. I'm utterly absorbed. So I seize the theme and I bury sin. The fire weighs a ton. Shame on me for the shape I'm in, foreverlessly sung. Frozen, starlights rising over Dungeon Row, and you can hear the winter winds blowing. Nobody talking, nobody knows. A simple sack of meat with a soul inside. Obviously opposite the octopus ride. Plastified and active, you know the fact is lucky just to be alive. So I seize the theme and I bury sin after everything is done. Shame on me for the shape I'm in, the streets of Garyton. starlight's rising over Dungeon Row. And you can hear the winter winds are blowing, nobody talking, nobody knows. A simple sack of meat with a soul inside, obvious the opposite, the octopus ride. Classified and active, you know the fact is lucky just to be alive. So I seize the flame and I bury sin after everything is done. Shame on me for the shape I'm in the streets of Garyton. I have laid the groundwork, I can't see the skies when Scribbler lights up with those stars in his eyes. I'm hoping a moment, the gist of a crash. No ins with the aimless, all outs with the trash. The Tin Indian strikes again and again. This is hardly a place for the future. The vision is broken, my fingers are blurred. The line seems to lead to the sewer. The spirit is choking, absurd is the word. Throw these intruders off of the set, whose purpose is worthless, their ears are all wet. We're cooking with gas out here over the phone, through goblets of time and stones we have thrown. One ragged nerve left in a life out of step. Absurd is the word and it's not over yet. My senses have strayed where my psyche is not. I'm completely aware it's not gonna stop. These things in the front are becoming the past. My backdrop is bored with the rest of the cast. How rightly I wrote it all wrong, now it's kicking my ass. One ragged nerve left, a lifetime of sin, and absurd is the word all over again. Deal, sleepwalking the wheel, as hard as it is to resist. I'm reeling in zeal with manic appeal, and I won't be falling for any of this. Throw these intruders right off of the set. The purpose is closure, I'm willing to bet. We're cooking with gas out here under the stars, through goblets of time with many guitars. One ragged nerve left and a life out of step. Absurd is the word and that's all that you get. Going back to Bleecker Street, up before the sun, shaking off the shade I wouldn't wish on anyone. However great or sad, the best I ever had was always of the madmen who have always made men mad, night after night, sigh after sigh, drone after drone, an eye for an eye, crying tears of a clone. Nothing but the dead ahead, as fate will decree. Timing isn't everything, I know it isn't me. And the difference is deadly. One creates a cure, the other invents disease. Night after night, try after try, drone after drone, earache my eye, crying tears of a clone. Fix on the sequel of my labors, forever in a stretch. I'm savoring the flavor as it's filling up my head. I know we all have to go, maybe some not soon enough. That curatorial task is a hazard made of love. Night after night, sigh after sigh, drone after drone, eye for an eye, crying tears of a clone. Going back to Bleecker Street, up before the sun, shaking off the shades I wouldn't wish on anyone. Through these trees I see so clearly the agony and ecstasy of nothing more than once, with a sell-by date is looming around, a song that could take months. The fire must be fed, the heart is where it aches, hovering round the haunted groves, looking north from Dombey Lake, roaming the paths of time, leaving it all behind, but for the grinding of the mind. Brighter than ever wrong, banging it out in song, I've been singing for so long. One vast mass of mingled shade, going through the deeper darkness, down the narrow way. Too diverse an affair, or just a fair diversion by a need beware. Through the years I've seen, believe me, what it means to stand apart from everything. 40 years down the road, it's getting harder to let things go, namely my forest floor cathedral. Through these trees where I make believe in what it used to be, the woods are all undone, hunters on their way. I'm standing in the sun, looking north from Dombey Lake. The objects in the mirror are getting bigger every year. I'm hopelessly hopelessly outnumbered up in here. In the air of the chair bound, and everybody dumbing down, putting on a clown frown, a supper in a small town. We were here back then, long before the dinosaurs, and we keep coming back again for more. Measured in a skyless space of tumbleweeds and sweet tomato paste, I hope it's not too late to hesitate. Harmonizing, death-defying, there will be no denying we were here back then, swaying on the bones of soul, the 13th century radio, and we were here back then, long before the dinosaurs, and we keep coming back again for more. We were here back when the games were more than keeping score, long before the dinosaurs. The objects in the mirror are getting bigger every year. I'm hopelessly outnumbered up in here. The slaughterhouse of cards, deepest of the recess, two children of the stars, inseparable at best. There were none who loomed as large. On the coveted monkey bars, around the bend, back again, down the road, coast to coast, post to post, grabbing on tight, and just letting go. In the teeth of all tradition, no more truces, only tracers. The ghost of Coney Island's busy bobbing for razors. Two kindred shadows meet, the talk is never cheap. The word runs down the street, some tracks are gonna bleed. Around the bend, back again, down the road, coast to coast, post to post, grabbing on tight, just letting go. Round the bend, back again, down the road, coast to coast, post to post, grabbing on tight, and just letting go. There were none who loomed as large on the coveted monkey bar. Lost in a dream for a moment or two, back around, looking for you. There's a raindrop clock on the music box, and on the mantelpiece a pie in the sky. On my bed by the window, you know I hear the wind blowing good for me tonight. It's good to be alive. The creature found a red balloon, locked himself inside his room. Daisy did her daisy chains, just like Sister Jane explains. The day the circus came to stay, she changed. Crooked house by brook somewhere, in a city by the creek, all the world was there. The noise of my name and the fields of fray, with a lonely look the other way. She comes around behind the moon, liking to touch too much too soon. With a bottle of wisdom's best, she said, forget the rest, forget the rest. And I'm watching all the time. There's a raindrop clock on the music box, and on the mantelpiece a pie in the sky. From my bed by the window, you know I hear the wind blowing good for me tonight. It's good to be alive. Such a seething and a breathing, slippery historicity. You can always have your way with me. Once as often, twice as endless. I may soften, I can't stop this. Better safe than sober, someday we'll see. I can't hear the silence anymore. Hey bartender, give me one more for the floor. I'm dialectically unfazed, lost in a haze of inner space. Can't make sense of anything these days. A hint of composition by the spectroscope. A faint phantasm caught on tape, I hope. Need to know like no one else who wants the night kept to themselves. From whence it has come and whither it will go. Times don't ever need to say I told you so. Such a seething and a breathing, slippery historicity. You can always have your way with me. But having blurred the lion's eyes, I know that love will find a way. However ill-advised, through paths where wolves fear to prey. First day of fall, heard the fallen angels calling me to crawl my way back to see it all. Second day I knew, as always is the case with me, the music must get through. Third time's a charm, whatever the cause. Ain't no harm in drawing straws. A fourth time around, 5 houses down, the liquor store of Old Town. Oh no, a 6-pack of hope, little road, there you go, it's always so. So I'll move along as good as I'm gone, in a lifetime of song I had a ball. First day of fall. By the bitten moon, from the middle of the room, an Arctic desert in the stars, of celluloid and gloom. There's good news and there's other news, in the wake of all this attitude meddling with the flesh and love abuse. The showman must go on, however out of touch. A singer for the sake of it is never quite enough. Reabsorbed by you, it's crazier than true. Looking for a window in a movie we should do. Heard the songs of vintagers, mystical and mighty words of death by misadventure. The deed that shakes the darkest ground, the vision rises off the page One long slither in the sand, a spectral stay much worse than fate. To hell with technicalities, flirting with the squalor busy, shaping my trajectory. The idiot of the hour, hanging from the hemlock tree. Blasted to the senses, branded to the bone, a sigil in the dustage, whose death is on the phone. The years have acted on the nerves, the memories of a one-man band, whose world is a projection room that nothing understands. One tends to bend, return, descend. It just depends on who's pretending again and who's doing the bending. I've been shrinking ever since. I need something in my size. There's nothing left to rinse. Wipe this madness from my eyes. In the circle of these holy stones, divine disdain reserves the right to darken up and roll the bones tonight. She'll be coming round the Wildwood Church and leaving a believer if the music doesn't get there first. In a whisper with no filter, maybe screaming bloody murder in a van down by the river of the wayward. The showman must go on, holy and so hideous. The spider comes along with a flower in its fist, reabsorbed by you. It's crazier than true, daring us to do what we're dying to. dust lies barren there. A cool, deceptive calm pervades the air, and I couldn't keep from losing you. Now I'm scattered everywhere. My lover came down the wind, my lover came down the stair, my lover ran down the road and left me standing there, removed and so aloof. I know I've had it with my youth, and I've had it with my happiness. If you really want the truth, these hands are all that I have to have since I found the time to find the line that's mine to grab. It's really not so bad. These seeds of intrigue are growing next to me. I breathe and I bleed, but I can't feel a thing. She knows that she will be missed. Ain't no sunshine after this. These hands are all that I need to read. My back's to the wall. I gather up my things and fall. For we sons of none, the work is never done, we've only begun. And if that was ever all it is, in the streets of Garyton, there ain't no sunshine after this. Ringing hell's kitchen calling, where the sand hills run down the path, the railroad track. I've wandered all my life, neath the light of the toll road overpass. Bells ringing, hell's kitchen calling, from the neighborhood woods by the banks of the Willow Creek. How few the days it takes to make a century go away. Bells ringing, hell's kitchen calling. I'm losing tact and track of time, bent to the wind. Kitchen calling. I'm making my way there barefoot in the dark. Born to choose and born to ramble through the bracken and the bramble. Bells ringing, Hell's Kitchen calling. 100's on my pages north of here. Make your mark with every arrow as the road begins to narrow. Clock ticking, better be shifting gears. Kitchen calling. A wispy flash of dark light certified. Confused and indistinct, driven to the brink. Bells ringing, Hell's Kitchen calling. Stiff figure wizard in a sylvan glade. King of the good old days, hidden acres of my heritage across the waves of space and time. From the Blondale Tap to the Glenroe Bridge, going down to the Willow Creek to ease my mind. Bloom of memory's splendor, luck the bloom. Fill your room with tears of laughter. Fill your room with the dandelion share of the crepes and the Cabernet. Bells ringing, better be on my